From the Whiskey Tangent Studios in Marlton, New Jersey, this is Whiskey Tangent News.
Hey everybody, this is Ed from the Whiskey Tangent Podcast, here with another episode of Whiskey News. Woo! And joining me as always is Scott.
Hey everybody.
And I'm going to tell you what we're going to get into tonight. It's a lot of news going on.
Got a lot.
The whiskey industry is very dynamic right now.
Everything's falling apart.
And
the sky is falling. We're all done. Random belligerence. Scott's drunk and overreacting again. Edition.
A lot of stuff going on.
It's fine. We're fine.
A lot of stuff going on. And like always, Whiskey Tangent Podcast is on the cutting edge of knowledge.
We're on top of it.
10 news stories.
Or are we under it?
I think 10 might be the most we've ever had, or at least it ties it.
You're
I'm just stepping on all those Scott's jokes, too.
I said we're on top of it, or are we under it?
I feel like it's inside me, and not in a good way.
Is it reverse cowboy? What's happening?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
So there's 10 news stories. Might be the most ever. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, maybe.
I feel like it's a lot.
Tied for the most.
3 industry news, 2 legal news, competition circuit, there's 2 stories going to that, and science technology. We have 2 stories for that. I don't know how we have time for that. They seem so whimsical with the sky is falling around us.
Whimsical.
Yeah. We're going to tell you about 15 new whiskeys. So just in case you think that the industry's dead, no. There's plenty to drink, and we're going to tell you what's coming out. And then, as always, what's coming up for the podcast in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So Scott's going to take us through the first thing.
So it is April 2026, and here's all the news that's fit to drink. In industry news, Sazerac makes a bid for Brown-Forman.
Oh, this is news to me. I have not seen this.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, just in the past few days.
No.
Yes.
It shouldn't even be allowed. Can Congress step in and stop this? I feel like someone has
Congress. They have to actually meet or do something.
Right. Never mind. It's a bad thing.
All right.
Can the state of Kentucky do something?
This is from Reuters.com.
Okay.
As tariff uncertainty, consumption pullback, and supply chain disruptions continue.
Oh my God. I had a great grandmother die of consumption.
Ed! You got to replace me at the sewing plant.
She's a weaver.
All right.
Go ahead.
As all that bad stuff continues, company consolidation is a way for businesses to cut costs and utilize a larger scale to weather turbulent times, which is possibly why U.S. beverage group Sazerac has offered to buy Jack Daniel's and Woodford Reserve's parent company, Brown-Forman, for $32 a share, which currently adds up to about $15 billion.
So I know that they're vampires and they've been immortal for years. So is that enough to store $15 billion around?
Right. How does Sazerac have $15 billion? That's what you're saying. Yeah. Complicating matters, however, is the fact that Brown-Forman was already in talks with French spirits maker Pernod Ricard.
Ooh.
About a possible merger. And unlike Sazerac's more traditional buyout offer, analysts have said that the deal with Pernod could involve a share swap, which would allow the Brown family to preserve some control over the company that it has run since 1870. Analysts have also said that Pernod's portfolio and global reach make the French spirits conglomerate a better fit, creates a stronger challenger to global spirits leader Diageo, and gives the combined group greater leverage in the crucial U.S. market. However, Sazerac's edge lies in its familiarity with Brown-Forman, forged through decades of ties in Louisville's tight-knit bourbon community. A combination of the 2 American companies would be more seamless while providing increased clout in negotiations with major U.S. distributors.
Right. Brown-Forman has a lot of brands, as you can imagine. Jack Daniel's, Woodford Reserve, Old Forester, Slane Irish Whiskey, a couple scotches over in Scotland, as you will.
Yeah, they have a larger portfolio than you think
they have tequilas, but of course they're most known for Jack Daniel's and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and so they were having some struggles, just like everyone, but I find it surprising that all of a sudden everybody's pouncing on Brown-Forman, and I don't really know why.
You know,
consolidation, I guess.
I mean, Brown-Forman must have gotten weak somehow, or vulnerable.
Yeah.
Maybe they're over leveraged. Maybe they're over their debt signature's a little high, whatever. But to me, this is a time when you maybe sell 30% of your company, keep control, and get a lot of money.
Right. So maybe you sell a few brands.
You know, I remember when the record company Def Jam was struggling, and Russell Simmons, and I don't know if Jay-Z was involved yet, but maybe Rick Rubin, whatever. They sold 49% of Def Jam and made a lot of money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But they kept control of the company.
They sold a stake in the company.
Yes.
So that's what I think they're trying to do with Pernod. Trying to do a stock swap.
Yes. Yeah.
and like retain control of the company. Whereas Sazerac's offer is a complete buyout.
Right, which means that you lose control. You get a lot of money.
You get money.
You don't walk away with $15 billion, but you're walking away with a couple of billion. If me and Scott got offered, I don't know, even $250 million for the podcast, we'd walk away.
$250 million. If we got offered a quarter
of a quarter.
No, just a quarter.
Oh yeah, probably. just so Scott wouldn't have to work anymore.
Give me 25 cents.
Yeah. But this, I think, will be a bigger story next month.
Right. So this could turn into like a bidding war now.
Yes. So we'll see. We're going to keep an eye on this. I don't think it's going to go down this month, but probably the next news that we come out with, we'll have more to say on this. All right,
it might be done. Yeah. So the second story is from the Robb Report. MGP halts production at 2 Kentucky distilleries.
All right. This is a big deal because I put a lot of stake in MGP driving the whiskey industry market.
Yeah. So MGP, the massive Indiana distillery that makes whiskey for its own brands and contract distills for many others, announced that it was shutting down production at Lux Row Distillers in Bardstown, Kentucky, and Limestone Branch in Lebanon, Kentucky, both of which will stop production as of May 1st for a period of at least 1 year.
So I didn't like the term "at least."
No. That was the worrying phrase. So Lux Row and Lime Branch became part of MGP in 2021 when the company acquired Luxco, the St. Louis-based company who makes brands like Yellowstone, Blood Oath, and Ezra Brooks.
Yeah.
And as is usually the case with these announcements, the distilling pause is said to be temporary, while other operations continue as normal, including warehousing, bottling, barrel programs, and visitor centers.
Absolutely.
The silver lining is that MGP will continue whiskey-making operations at its main distillery in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, but overall, the company has seen a pretty tough couple of years. In 2025, sales were down 24%, gross profits were down 30%, and net income was down by over 50%. In a statement, MGP noted that 33 employees will be, quote, affected, but that they will find ways to support them.
33 employees. I mean, in the world of corporate America, that unless you're one of the 33, that's not a lot. You know what I mean?
And they're saying they're going to support them. So that's actually really nice.
MVP is a class act. Yeah. And you know what? The whiskey industry is a class act as a whole.
I'd agree.
They take care of each other. And it's the type of thing where, like, if you're riffing somebody, you'll talk to someone who might need someone and be like, hey, can you take Bill? Bill's a great barreler,
We'll find somewhere for Bill to fit in.
Yeah, so it's like we were talking off air about Peerless. They're the ones I worry about. But they only make 12 barrels a day. So it's like...
And they don't have a huge staff.
They don't. Yeah. I feel like they all do everything.
Yeah, I think they do.
They really do. They all do everything there.
I think one of them might have said that when we talked to the master taster.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name, but he said that like everybody kind of does everybody's job. They at least know how to do it.
Yeah, and the guy that gave it the tour said the same thing.
Yeah.
But so I've been kind of downplaying that it's not that big a deal. And maybe it's a little bit of a deal because I do put a lot of stock in what MGP's doing. But it's the type of thing where I still know that it's not affecting us. And I also know that there are things that are trends, ups and downs, you know what I mean? Plus, there's an artificial impact here from the tariffs. This isn't a natural market ebb and flow, which is what I've had a problem with the whole time.
Yeah.
This is a tariff-driven problem. Canada, who's our number one whiskey trading partner, stopped drinking any whiskey from us. You can't just walk away from that. That's 35% of our business is just shut off because they're mad at us. We picked a fight with Canada for no reason.
And they picked back.
Right. And then we said, okay, we're not going to give you a tariff. They said, it doesn't matter. We're not drinking your whiskey anyway. Because they got an attitude problem. And that's where we're at. So, it's
I
whatever.
get it. I get it.
It's whatever. So,
And that's why they're pausing. And then we've talked about before, there's 16 million barrels or something
in Kentucky.
Aging in warehouses, plus all the craft distillers around the country.
The question I had still remains, Scott. So if Whiskey Tangent had a distillery in Kentucky and we decide to halt production for a year, well, when you have the 3, 4, 5 year, 6 year product, you now have a year where you've interrupted.
Yeah, there's a gap.
So there's a gap. So my question is, did Lux Row throw some spirits in like a steel tank that's not aging so that they can barrel it next year and keep... I don't know.
Right. Maybe that's part of the plan. They take some of the 6, the 5, the 4, and they maintain that range.
Maybe. I don't know. We're making stuff up right now. We have no idea.
But this is how I would do it. So,
I think we need to reach out to somebody we know in the industry and ask this question. Maybe they're like, you just skip it. Because remember, the whole wild turkey invention of Russell Reserve is because back in the day, there was another contraction in the whiskey industry. And their 7-year, the Wild Turkey 101, wasn't selling. Right. And so it was going from 7 years to 8 years to 10 years.
Yeah.
And then when Greg Snyder took over at Wild Turkey, he had all this 10-year whiskey they didn't know what to do with. So he invented the Russell Reserve brand.
Yeah, he made a new brand.
Right. So we're going to see what this does. But as far as Scott, me, and the rest of you out there, there's plenty of whiskey for us to drink. And in my opinion, it should only be more affordable.
Right, because really what we're talking about here is just not distilling.
Right.
I mean, they have enough whiskey that they think they could get through the next
It's not like
years.
it's not like we don't have enough whiskey and they're going out of business and they're not making any,
Right.
and now we all have to drink Crown Royal. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
It's not like that. I'm not sitting here drinking Apple Crown Royals, crying into my drink because we have no whiskey to drink in America.
Right, so there is a tangential effect of this, and
It is tangential, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tangential. Whiskey tangential. So the last line of that last one was the 33 employees that could be affected, and they're going to support them. So this next story kind of compounds that. So from the Lexington Herald Ledger, Green River lets go their head distiller as job losses accelerate. Owensboro, Kentucky's Green River Distilling, an historic distillery revived in 2016 and purchased by Bardstown Bourbon Company in 2022, has laid off Aaron Harris, their head distiller, for the past 4 years. Harris, who shared the news on his LinkedIn profile, announced that he is now seeking a new role, is open to work, and has launched a consultancy. In March 2025, Green River laid off 26 of their then 100 positions, saying at the time that the move was necessary to, quote, right-size its production. And this latest move comes amid reports that domestic sales of U.S. spirits were down 2.2%, exports were down 19%, and whiskey production was down by 55 million proof gallons from the same period 1 year earlier, the lowest production total since 2018. Additionally, an economic impact report released in January by the Kentucky Distillers Association warned that overall job growth in the industry had plateaued and that further declines in exports and domestic sales would result in job losses for the industry. So that's the extra part. People's jobs are now being placed in jeopardy. So we talked about they're not distilling anymore, which is fine because there's plenty of whiskey to be had. However, those distilling positions had people behind them.
Yeah.
If you're stopping production, you're putting those people out of work.
Yeah, absolutely. And more importantly, they're your experienced people in the industry. If they leave the industry to get other jobs and then you come back up.
Will they come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Green River, they're much smaller than MGP, of course.
They are.
So,
but it is weird. Like their head distiller.
I can't help but think like that's the last person you lay off, right? But I guess if you say, listen, we're not going to make any whiskey for a year, maybe a year and a half, I don't need a master distiller.
Right.
But he also should be watching the barrels in the rickhouses. Part of his job is to taste and keep things there. So
right. So it depends on how they're
structured. Do they have a master taster, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, if he's just in charge of making whiskey, then it actually makes a lot of sense because he would probably be the most expensive person on the production side. Mm-hmm. So that makes it, makes it interesting. Yeah. He should probably go to Canada or Japan.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, so the next category that we have is legal news.
All right, let's get out of the depressing industry news.
Right, so this is actually good news. Here we go. This was very surprising to me.
Yeah.
From the Washington Post, new tax ruling makes homemade whiskey legal.
Oh my God, that sounds dangerous.
Yes, it does.
Blindness increases in America.
Literally.
We can bring measles back and
still explosions. All right, here we go. Although judges will occasionally declare a federal law unconstitutional when a law has been on the books for more than 150 years, usually it's in the clear. However, apparently not so for the federal ban on homemade whiskey, vodka, and gin, because just last week, an appeals court invalidated the 1868 law that criminalized at-home distilleries, which was passed primarily because of how hard it was to collect taxes on homemade spirits. The case that motivated the new ruling started back in 2023 when the U.S. Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, aka the TTB, told a handful of would-be at-home distillers that they could not get a license because of the federal ban. So they sued. The federal government defended the law, which carries a punishment of up to 5 years in prison, as justified by Congress's taxing power granted by the U.S. Constitution. But as the newly handed down opinion from the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals states, the parties do not dispute that Congress may impose a tax on distilled spirits. The question is whether it can ban the distillation of alcohol at home to aid the enforcement of that tax. And the unanimous 3-judge ruling answered that question with a resounding no. There isn't any reason that the federal government can't license and tax at-home distilleries just as it does other distilleries. True, at-home distilleries are more difficult to detect, but as the opinion explains, under the government's logic, Congress would be allowed to criminalize nearly any at-home conduct, merely because it has the possibility of concealing taxable activity.
Right, like baking cookies.
Exactly. That puts all home-based businesses at risk of being deemed criminal in nature, including remote work. Yeah. So, although the federal government has sweeping powers of taxation, there are still limits to its economic command and control activity. This ruling is an affirmation of that principle, and the U.S. government would do the cause of liberty a favor by accepting the decision rather than trying to overturn it at the Supreme Court.
Well, that's why my brother's never been on that 5 years in jail for making your own whiskey. So,
wait, that's why?
Yeah, yep, the 5 years. Yeah.
No, wait, really?
Well, yeah,
no.
Well, it could be. You don't know.
You don't know me?
You don't know me.
I do know you. In fact, I know your brothers too. Well, your one brother and your stepbrother,
right,
who may be on soon.
Right. Well,
the summer.
When he gets freed from whatever.
From whatever he needs to be freed from.
Right, you don't know.
We'll tell you when it happens.
Yeah, you don't know.
So I thought this was super interesting from a legal standpoint, that they have negated a law that's been on the books for over 150 years.
Right.
For something that seems actually really logical to me.
Yeah. I mean, Scott made beer when we were young, and he actually made a really good beer.
Yeah, pretty good beer.
Yeah, the Allenbacher original is just a delicious
Allenbacher,
one.
That's right.
That was the name of his beer, the Allenbacher.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a stout that was fine, but the regular Allenbacher, I don't know, was it a lager?
It was an amber ale.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so good. And I loved amber ales back then because remember, Anchorstein was my favorite beer ever.
Yeah,
and it was very similar to the Anchorstein I found.
Okay.
And he made it, and it was great, and he didn't pay any tax for it. So if you want to come get him, come get him.
No, because you're allowed to do a homebrew under a certain level.
Right.
So that's the thing. You were allowed to make alcohol and wine as well.
I'm sure statute of limitations over.
You weren't. Exactly. You can't make any spirits.
Yes.
Like there was no lower limit that you could make.
No, the famous bathtub gin.
Couldn't make any.
Yes. So whiskey, I mean, you also have to worry about the head and the tail and all stuff like that. There's impurities and toxicity and
with all of that, actually.
Toxicity
in my city. Sour within the sacred sun. Disorder.
Oh my God. Basically, that all sums up that there's toxicity involved in home whiskey if you're not careful.
Well, yeah, there is. So my contention about this whole law, apart from I got that it was about taxation, however, it was also about safety.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to create a still and make your own stuff at home. Because
that doesn't make you go blind.
Because it's very dangerous for the two reasons that we explained. The still can explode. And the first 1/4 of what you make is poisonous.
Yes.
And the last 1/4 of what you make tastes terrible.
Yes.
So you have to know when to cut those heads and tails off to get to the heart of the whiskey.
Yeah, I don't think I would actually try to make home whiskey. I might try to do a home gin or a home vodka. I don't think I'd try a home whiskey. Yeah. It's just too hard. It's too hard. That's not what she said.
All right. So for the second story in legal news from WSMV4 Nashville, Uncle Nearest, legal woes continue.
Wow. I mean, not that we're surprised by this.
We're not, but here we go. As we've reported many times now, Tennessee whiskey brand Uncle Nearest was hit with a $108 million lawsuit last August by Farm Credit Mid-America for an alleged breach of loan agreements. And now a court has dismissed CEO and co-founder Fawn Weaver's attempt to file for bankruptcy, saying that she lacks the authority to do so. Wow. On March 17th, Weaver filed for Chapter 11, and just 2 days later, Farm Credit filed motions to dismiss that claim. The court ruled the same day, stating that right now, only Philip Young Jr., the man appointed as receiver last fall to oversee business operations, has sole decision-making authority.
Wow.
And then just last week, Young informed a federal court that the company is insolvent and at risk of being forced to close within 30 days without ongoing lender support. While explaining the company's precarious financial situation, Young said, "Upon my appointment as receiver, I inherited unfiled federal income tax returns dating back to 2018, along with unreliable financial records and books that could not be trusted for accurate reporting. In addition to reducing Uncle Nearest's workforce by 38%, Young has been working to sell the company's other assets, including properties in Martha's Vineyard in Cognac, France, in order to complete a court-ordered liquidation by the end of the second quarter of this year, which is the only way to save the Uncle Nearest brand."
Unless it gets bought by somebody, right?
Possibly.
Is that possible?
They'd have to take on their debt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is you let them die, and then you get their recipes.
And then you buy the brand.
Then you buy the brand.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know, it's really a shame because this was a really feel-good story when the brand took off. Mm-hmm. You know, named after one of the first master distillers from Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Nearest green, former slave.
Yeah. That
taught Jack Daniels
a lot about making whiskey.
how to distill, yeah.
Right. And it's a minority-owned brand. And, you know, just to have it go this way is really disappointing for me. I feel bad. I hope that they find their way out of it. But, you know, I tell you, I'm not really optimistic. I was a lot more optimistic last news than I am now.
Yeah, with the double whammy of her trying to file for bankruptcy but not being allowed to, and then the receiver saying, we're basically insolvent. Like, if something doesn't happen fast, and within 30 days, the brand's done. Right. And that's insane.
You got to pay your bills.
Especially because of what's coming up. They've been starting to win some awards.
Yeah. So I think their whiskey's attractive. So I wonder if they're attractive enough for somebody to come in and buy the brand.
Yeah, Heaven Hill's going to buy them.
Yeah,
actually, Jack Daniels should buy them. I mean that's a perfect synergy.
Except that they're in the middle of looking to get bought themselves.
I know.
That's the craziness. Like,
that's where we are, folks. That's where we are.
I mean,
that's consolidation, right?
And what do they owe? Do we know what Uncle Nearest owes?
It was $108 million. Now, I don't know what's been mitigated by the moves that they've done so far.
Right.
So I don't know how much has been paid back to Farm Credit Mid-America.
I mean, would somebody throw 68, 70 million? Because they must have a lot of whiskey in rickhouses.
Yeah.
If it got me the property and all the whiskey,
maybe if you had it and you believed in the brand,
and if you were big like Brown-Forman or Pinot Ricard or something like that, somebody who could take an initial loss to recoup 10 years from now, you know what I mean?
That's why I've been following this because it's really interesting.
All right.
So now we're going to do the competition circuit.
Right. And let's see it. I know. It's a lot of bullshit.
I know.
Stop doing that. What the fuck?
Remember that famous song?
Yeah, I know. No, listen, I understand. Like, a lot of it just seems like bullshit. The reason I think it's important is that in a shrinking market, in a competitive market, when the public's wondering what they should drink, a double gold over no double gold can make a difference in somebody selecting it. Why do you hide the pop of the cork? The pop of the cork's the fun part. Put it back in and pop it out. I want people to know that we're popping bottles here. That's right. So people think, it's just like a money grinding thing. But if you knew these people like we do, they have a passion for getting the whiskeys out there and seen and championed.
Yeah, they really do.
When you're trying to spend that $60, $70, what do you spend it on? The competition gives you a direction. I think that's important.
Yes. So we actually have 3 stories. I said 2 in the thing that I gave to Ed, because if you add up the things, it would only add up to 9 because I didn't. It's 3 competition stories.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first one is the Denver International Spirits Competition. Yeah, they gave out 15 double golds. So that means 95 points or higher. So they do all kinds of spirits. They do vodkas and rums and tequilas. And so these are just the whiskeys that I'm focusing on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm just going to run through the 15 real quick and the score that they gave them.
Okay.
Augusta Distillery, Buckner's 13-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon, that got 95 points.
Wow.
That same distillery's Wheated Single Barrel Bourbon, also 95 points.
So this is probably a new distillery, or at least new to the competition circuit, because I've never heard of them.
I think so.
They entered, and they both scored well. And if you know how it happens, the people who picked them did not know what they were picking.
No, totally blind.
So that's amazing for both of those.
Blanton's Single Barrel got 97.
Right. Confirming what I've said all along, it's not overrated, it's overpriced.
Preach, brother. The next one, Branch and Barrel Distilling's Wheated Bourbon, that's 96 points. Foley Family Wine and Spirits Charles Goodnight Texas Straight Bourbon.
Yeah, which is a step up from the Foley Catheter Bourbon that they released.
Oh, my God.
That didn't sell well.
That got an 82. This one got a 97. Eagle Rare 10-year got a 95. The George T. Stagg 2025 got a 97.
I love George T. Stagg. Unbelievable. The funny thing is, if you're patient, you can still find the Eagle Rare for $50. Mm-hmm. It's out there. You cannot find the George Stagg for less than $1,500.
No. Lock and Company Distilling's Big Blaze Bourbon is 96. Sazerac Rye 100 proof got a 95 rating. And then Stranahan's.
Oh, the Stranahan's.
Yeah. Stranahan's Diamond Peak 2025, the local brewer's cask, got 96. The Stranahan's Mountain Angel, they have a 10-year and a 12-year. They both got 95s. The Stranahan's Sherry cask got a 96. And here's Uncle Nearest. Master Blend Edition number 72 got a 96 rating. And then the William LaRue Weller 2025 got a 95.
Which is my favorite whiskey of all time, I think.
So I will say that Uncle Nearest got a 96 and the Weller got a 95.
Right.
So the fact that Uncle Nearest is having such woes right now at the time that they're peaking.
I'm making good product.
Yeah. So this year, the Denver International Spirits Competition introduced a platinum award. That means you have to get over 98 points out of their 100-point scale. And there only had one whiskey, and that is Barton's 1792 Full Proof Bourbon, which had a 98.
I have 2 of those bottles at my house because I bought both of those bottles for $49.99. So you're talking about a platinum level cask strength whiskey for $50.
Yep.
If you haven't tried the Barton's Full Proof, I don't even know why I'm saying this because I don't want you all to drink it because then it'll be $75 and I won't be able to get it.
I know.
But I'm telling you right now, it is the steal of the whiskey industry right now. It's $50 for cask strength.
It's 125 proof. It's insane.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then what they do is they take all their double golds and their platinums, taste them blind again.
Yes. 2 years ago, Scott and I were with the judges who do this, and they're masters of their craft.
Yeah. So third place, actually nothing, because there was a tie for first. So they didn't give a third place winner.
See, I would have. See how strict they are?
They're very strict. In second place was the Augusta Distilleries Buckner's 13-year bourbon that had originally a 95 rating.
Yes.
They rated it second overall.
Nice.
Because 2 tied because they couldn't make a decision of these first 2. And those 2 were the Stranahan's Diamond Peak 2025 and the Uncle Nearest Master Blend Edition 72.
Wow.
That won their highest award.
That's absolutely amazing.
I mean, it must taste incredible. Because like you said, we met these guys, we drank with them.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same people from the Global Whiskey Challenge because they're both...
There could have been a couple more.
Or less. I mean, but I'm just assuming, but the standard's there.
Same group.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, so the second one that we have is from the Beverage Tasting Institute. So each year, the Beverage Tasting Institute's blind panels redraw the map of American whiskey, sifting through...
They're not blind. They can see. I just want to say.
But it's a blind panel.
Oh, okay. But I mean,
people aren't blind.
No, okay. I just want people to understand that, Scott. They might not understand.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe they are. I don't really know who they are. I'm assuming they aren't. See, I'm making an assumption.
There could be a blind person involved. There could be. That's what you're saying.
Not that blind people couldn't taste whiskey and do a great job. They could.
It's possible.
Overall, they don't know what whiskey they're drinking, which I think is a better way to say it, Scott.
Sifting through thousands of samples to identify the bottles that truly stand out from the hype. This process resulted in a small, impressive group, Bourbon's Rye Single Malts Tennessee Whiskey and a flavored whiskey that not only topped their charts, but also demonstrated how diverse, sophisticated, and regionally expressive American whiskey has become. And those 90-plus point top-scoring whiskeys were, in alphabetical order, the A. Overholt Monongahela Mash Straight Rye, which got 93 points.
That's interesting.
Cream of Kentucky Small Batch Straight Bourbon, which was 96 points.
What?
Hard Hide Chilton County Peach Whiskey. This is a flavored whiskey that got 94 points. It must taste amazing.
I mean, I'm going to have to taste that because right now I'm confused.
Kentucky 10 Barrel Strength Bourbon that got a 92 rating. A Knob Creek 10-year Kentucky Straight Rye got a 94 rating. Stranahan's 10-year Mountain Angel American Single Malt got a 96. And another Uncle Nearest Single Barrel Tennessee Whiskey, 92 points.
I mean, that's crazy to me on so many levels.
Yeah.
And the fact that only one of them was really a repeat from the Denver International Spirits Competition.
Right, the Stranahan's, the 10-year.
That's correct.
10-year Mountain Angel. Okay. And the third one we have is from the World Whiskies Award. This is an annual competition run by Whiskey Magazine. And I just did American whiskeys. I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah, we're just doing the best of the best.
Yeah. So the best bourbon was a new Riff bottled in bond bourbon.
It's not expensive either, dude.
Best
it's like
bourbon.
$50.
Yeah. Best finished bourbon was Maker's Mark 46. Which Ed and I famously hated when we first tried it.
You have to go back 20 years.
Yeah.
When it first came out, we got it.
We were novices. We didn't know what we were drinking.
Our palates were way too youthful.
We're like, oh my God, there's so much wood.
Oh my God, it tastes so oaky. This is terrible. Then we just cried.
We cried. Wait, it was like $40. We're like, oh my God, we spent so much.
It was like $45 and it sucked. And then we just drank Jameson and PBRs.
And now we're like $150? Yeah, fuck yeah. We'll buy that.
We bought a lot of expensive whiskey this month. Trust me. It's really funny.
All right, so the next one.
That's Lost Lantern's fault. You know who you are.
Yeah, Lost Lantern. Best small batch bourbon was E.H. Taylor, small batch. Best American blended whiskey was Proof and Wood, curated seasons 2024.
It just always cracks me up, that name, Proof and Wood.
Extraordinary blended whiskey. Remember Proof and Wood? We tasted their Polish rye,
yes,
which was fantastic. Best American blended limited release, Old Elk. I just included it because it's Old Elk. A cigar punch cut is what that one's called.
Oh, I bet it's good.
I bet it's good. Best American blended malt, Lost Lanterns, Shadow and Light, which we've never had.
No.
That was one of their just one-off expressions that they made. Best American rye, Elijah Craig toasted rye.
Never had that.
No, we've had the toasted bourbon, but
which
not
is
the
very
toasted.
good.
Yeah. The best American single cask rye. This is the last one. Tumblin' Dice, 11-year single barrel rye.
Oh my God! Do you remember the bourbon we had from them that for like $36? It was just delicious. And there was like a store pick that was a little bit higher.
Yep.
That was one of the best whiskeys we ever tasted. It was like a one-off.
Extraordinary. I don't know where they got that whiskey from, but it was absolutely fire.
Yeah.
So that's our competition circuit.
Yeah.
The next one we have two stories from science and technology. From engineerlive.com, low carbon distillery project marks decarbonization breakthrough.
Okay.
Exergy 3 clean heat technology company has built the first of its kind decarbonated heating system at the Annandale distillery near Dumfries in Scotland. The project delivers heat using low and zero carbon electricity sourced from local wind turbines. This marks a significant breakthrough in the affordable decarbonization of industrial heat, which accounts for around 18% of global CO2 emissions. The new system converts the green source generated electricity into thermal energy and stores it at ultra high temperatures. Then, depending on industrial requirements, discharges hot air between 50 and 1200 degrees Celsius, which makes it applicable across many other non-beverage industries, including food, chemical, pharmaceutical, fertilizer, and cement. Exergy 3 says their solution is extremely compact, quick to install, and scalable to existing electrical grid connections, enabling sites to partially decarbonize, and with widespread adoption could ultimately cut global industrial CO2 emissions in half.
It's a lot there, Scott. That seems like late in the podcast to break that story on me. That was like real heavy science going on.
Maybe I should have done science and technology earlier.
You should have said, normally do this last, but Ed will never have the attention span for it.
But the reason I did this story was that last line. Cut global industrial CO2 emissions in half.
That's hot. Could save the ozone.
It's literally hot. It's 1200 degrees Celsius.
Exactly.
Laugh, monkey. Ed's had a lot to drink tonight.
Just because I don't roar at your joke doesn't mean that I'm intoxicated. I'll walk a straight line right now.
Yes, it does.
Bitches.
All right, so the second story I have, and this is my favorite story. This is why I kept it for last.
We'll see if I laugh at this one.
You might be creeped out by it.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, it's a little creepy. From Wired.com.
Yeah.
Meet Scotland's whiskey-sniffing robot dog.
Oh, my God.
Providing up to 75% of a whiskey's flavor, wooden barrels are not only what makes the magic happen in your pants, in your favorite bottle, they're also the source of a long-standing problem in the spirits industry, namely that they leak a lot.
Wow.
Consider the venerable blended Scotch brand Dewar's. At any given time, they have over 2.5 million barrels of whiskey aging in over 100 warehouses. And many of those barrels will develop a leak at some point over their 3 to 12 year lifespan, which is literally money down the drain. So given the imperative to find leaking barrels before they release too much of the liquid gold, Dewar's parent company, Bacardi Limited, hired National Manufacturing Institute of Scotland, which came up with a surprising solution. Why not adopt a robot dog? It's just a weird thing to say, but not just any robot dog, specifically Spot, the amazing yet creepy robot from Boston Dynamics that you've no doubt seen viral videos of.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Which could roam the warehouse on the prowl for leaking barrels. But to be a truly effective hunter, the robot dog would need something that it doesn't have, which its real-life counterpart does, an elevated sense of smell. Because there are actually two kinds of leaks, liquid that seeps out of the barrel and liquid that escapes through evaporation. Now, in traditional warehouse, human workers could easily inspect barrels by looking at them and physically by thumbing thumping them to determine their lack of fullness, to find ones that are in need of repair. But at Dewar's and other high-volume distilleries, that strategy doesn't work as well because barrels are stacked floor to ceiling and jammed together tightly to maximize space, which is where a robot dog that's been engineered with an ethanol sensor can help. The idea is simple. The dog, quote-unquote, sniffs each barrel, logs the level of ethanol nearby, and reports back with the location of any barrels that are losing too much booze. And early trials have been a success, with the dog named Royal Barkla as an ode to Bacardi's Royal Brackla distillery, discovering that a shocking 10% of casks needed some level of remediation. But there are 3 potential problems with the robot. First, they cost about $100,000 each. Second, according to Bacardi's whiskey category director Angus Holmes, quote, it moves with some pace and it makes that horrible horror movie floor scratching sound as it chases after you.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know if 100,000 is too much money for doers.
No.
You know, I can't see like Peerless getting one.
Yeah, which can be unsettling for workers, no doubt. Third, and most importantly, it can't climb vertically, reaching just 1.5 meters in height, so only the lowest level of barrels can be properly examined.
That's stupid.
However, there are a couple possibilities for Royal Barkla 2.0, a spider robot that climbs, which perhaps is even more disturbing.
That's a lot more disturbing.
Yeah. Or a much simpler concept, an ethanol-sensing drone that can fly around in search of boozy hotspots.
I mean, yeah.
Why didn't they do a drone in the first place? Why get a creepy robot dog that like scares everybody? Why would you do that?
I feel like you could just put something on a stack and it goes up and then sideways.
You could just have like static sensors that you staple to the rickhouse wood.
Right. I mean,
why do you need a robot?
Well, that's a lot of sensors, though.
It is a lot of sensors.
It'd be better to have one moving sensor that kind of like a Roomba that just keeps moving.
Well, you either have like a creepy dog or a creepy spider or
I want ethanol Roomba.
Well, that's what the drone is, right?
Right.
But it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
An ethanol.
Well, people
sniffing,
think drones have to fly. Not all drones fly. You can't have walking drones.
You can, and that's the Roomba. But they need to fly because it's vertical.
Or you can have political drones. That's common too.
I don't know what that means.
Don't you?
Did we get in a weird space?
So the whiskeys that are coming up. We're drinking one right now that isn't coming up with.
Right. So the next thing that we do is the whiskeys that you can drink this month. But first, we're drinking one.
That was a lovely present from a fan.
Yes. Ulysses, you may have heard.
I'm going to call him a listener. I call him a fan seems a little egotistical, but.
No, he's a fan.
All right, good.
So I met him. The story behind this is we mentioned him on the Last Call episode.
Yes.
And he happened to grow up in the area.
Was he happy about that? That we mentioned him? Like,
oh, God, he was ecstatic about it. He happened to grow up in the area, and he's in Connecticut now, and he was with his girlfriend, and they went down to Cape May. And the tentative plan was on their way back on Thursday, we were maybe going to meet at the lounge.
Right.
But that didn't happen because on Tuesday, he was like, my company's called me back, and it's like, I'm going to drive by your area. And on Wednesday, it's like, can I just drop it off?
He's like, basically, I'm so important. I have to.
Oh, no.
So much more important than you guys.
No. Oh, my God. He'd be mortified if you said that to him.
He's like, my company's calling me back. I'm saving the world right now. But listen. Go ahead, Scott. What else happened?
So him and his girlfriend.
I'm just mad that I didn't get to meet him. I'm bitter.
Well, his name is Ulysses.
Right.
And his girlfriend's name is Chandra. That's just amazing names.
And I'm Ed. I'm Ed. So basically,
and I'm Scott.
Worthless. We have less letters in our name than Chandra has.
You just put Scott and Ed together. We have fewer syllables than Chandra.
We're like, hi, I'm Sked. How are you?
Actually, we have the same amount of letters.
No, do we?
Yeah, Scott and Ed is like 7 letters.
How do you even know how to spell Chandra, first of all?
Because he wrote it in the email.
Oh.
Chandra.
Hi, Chandra. I'm sorry to meet you. Scott says you're lovely.
Yes. And Ulysses loves us.
Well, I'm drinking this whiskey right now.
Right. So the whiskey that he bought us. So
the
whole point of this is to say that the whiskey that we're sipping on in this news episode is the Litchfield Distillery's straight rye whiskey that he bought because he lives in Connecticut. They are from Connecticut. Yes. The Litchfield Distillery in Connecticut. Just knocked it on the fucking counter. It's 70% winter rye and 30% malted barley. Oh. And we've been sipping on it in the entire news episode, and it is delicious.
And about a third gone.
Is it a third? Well, I mean, it's the neck.
It's a quarter gone.
A quarter gone.
But the thing is, it's like, I just keep sipping on it. It actually has a fascinating, I don't know if Ulysses has tried this.
Oh, he has, yes.
Okay, this is really interesting. It's crazy, like herbaceous and mint.
Yes, the mint is the biggest
You had a sweet forward palate. Man, and then it goes into this herbaceous finish with the meat. Sorry, meat. Mint. mint and like floral notes. And
So he said this was likely 2 years. I can't believe this is a 2 years aged rye.
Yeah, that
This
made
is
me really
incredible.
nervous when Scott told me that. I'm like,
Yeah,
because
earlier.
Connecticut's not known for hot rickhouses like Texas.
No.
2 years is maybe like a year and a half compared to Kentucky.
Yeah. And it's only 92 proof. And I'm not saying it drinks hot, but it does drink more substantial than 92 proof, I would say.
I don't know. It's
At a 2 years. Like,
you send me fucked up. I'll say that. I keep sipping on. I keep
sipping on it.
I keep chasing the flavor profile. Like I keep wanting to taste that mint.
He was great. He wrote up all these notes and stuff. Like the Litchfield Distillery was founded in 2013 by brothers David Jack and Peter Baker, and they've been creating whiskey. They started MGP sourced, as most do, but since 2019, they're sourcing 100% of their corn and rye from a farm 18 miles away from them.
18 miles away.
Farm to glass, that whole thing. This is really good. So thank you so much, Ulysses, for the whiskey.
And farm to glass tastes so much better than mouth to.
Rhymes with glass.
Man, this is really good.
It's really good.
It's such a difference, to what I normally like. I'm a sweet candy note bourbon guy.
Yeah.
But when I drink ryes, I kind of like ryes to be ryes. And a lot of ryes kind of like taste like bourbons to me because they're barely a rye.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is 70% winter rye and then 30% malted
I
barley.
mean, the 30% malted barley makes it super interesting.
and it has no corn in it.
Right, there's no mid-range thing here.
So-
It's just spice on earthiness.
Right. So what that says about Litchfield to me is they're looking to make something that's unique, and it surely is. So thank you so much, Ulysses and Chandra, for dropping this off. On your next time through the area, let's meet at the local and have a couple beverages.
Yeah, well, I mean, they said the next time they're going to be here is Memorial Day, but you're usually at the shore.
I am at the shore. And he doesn't have to come Memorial Day. He can other times.
That's when he's coming.
All right, I'll meet you in Hoboken. Let's go.
All right, so the new whiskeys that you can taste this month. All right, so the first one that we have is
Big
Booker.
Easy.
Stop reading my thing.
I saw Booker's. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's the Booker's Big Easy Batch Bourbon. Ooh, all bees. The first batch of Booker's for 2026 takes its name from New Orleans, which was one of Booker No's favorite cities to visit and where he and his wife spent their honeymoon. It's 129.1 proof, 7 years, 2 months, 15 days aged, 77 corn, 13 rye, 10 malted barley, dark caramel, honey, vanilla, clove, nutmeg, cinnamon, oak, tobacco, toasted bread, Mexican chocolate, and black pepper, $100.
Right. Sometimes I see it for $104 because some stores jack it up a bit.
Yeah, 110.
It's a bargain. Booker's is still the best bargain in the...
I know, we keep talking, we got to do a Booker's episode.
I mean, I went to look to buy Booker's last week and they were sold out at the two stores I went and I couldn't find them. So, they're allocated, not like in a big way, but everybody wants them and there's not that many.
Right. The next one we have is, this was really interesting, Bulleit Mesquite Smoked Malt Bourbon.
I mean, Bulleit's just been doing some crazy stuff.
The past doesn't define the future, and Bulleit's latest whiskey is a clear reminder of that because for the first time in the distillery's nearly 40-year history, it's removed rye from its flagship bourbon mash bill and replaced it with a mesquite smoked malt that imbues the whiskey with potent barbecue-like flavors that mingle alongside the more classic bourbon notes. It's 93 proof, 7 years aged, 65 corn, 30% mesquite smoked malted barley, 5% regular malted barley, light smoke, caramel, brown sugar, vanilla, butterscotch, charred bread, cinnamon toast with hints of oak and spice, $50. Are we going? We're going right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll try that. I mean, in our locker at our whiskey lounge, we have the 10-year rye, and we've had the single malt, and we've danced with everything Bulleit does, and I'll definitely give this a try. What are they calling this?
Mesquite smoked malt bourbon.
Wow, that's so strange.
It's 30% of the mash bill.
That's great, Scott.
I love it.
What's Chicken Cock doing nowadays?
Yeah, Chicken Cock, they put out a wheated bourbon.
Nice.
Yeah, the newest permanent addition to the Chicken Cock lineup is a wheater, marking a first for the brand, which had previously used wheated bourbon only as a blending component, favoring high rye bourbon mash bills instead. As with the brand's other whiskeys, this one was made in partnership with Bardstown Bourbon Company as part of its collaborative distillation program. It's 94 proof, 5 years aged, 68 corn, 20 wheat, 12 malted barley. Cordial cherries, cream soda, caramel, baked dough, brown sugar, dried fruit, and gentle baking spices, $55.
Nice.
Some of their stuff ends up being a little bit more expensive on the high side, but this one's 5 years aged, 94 proof, interesting mash bill, 55 seems reasonable to me.
I wonder who's running things there, because Greg Snyder's left that brand.
Yes, I saw that he's not there anymore.
He's moved to kind of advising, consulting.
Oh, he went back to his consulting business.
He's a strategic advisor to 4 branches.
Okay.
The premium veteran-owned whiskey brand. And he has 47 years of experience. So
I know.
I don't think he's looking to work as hard.
No. Well, yeah, so maybe he's like sort of close to retiring, et cetera, as I'm
Still one of the most knowledgeable guys I've ever spoken to.
Incredible. The next whiskey they have is Eagle Rare 30.
Oh my God.
So don't look at the price.
For $199,000. For the price of your youngest child. Just bring your youngest child to the store and leave them and take the bottle with you.
All right, so I'm gonna
fucking unbelievable. I don't even goddamn
no,
them.
I know. So I only mention this because it's ridiculous.
I mean, the 20 is ridiculous.
Yeah. So I want you to actually make a legitimate guess.
I got it 5,200.
5,200. Okay. So Buffalo Trace Distillery is releasing a 30-year-old Eagle Rare Expression, the product line's oldest bourbon yet, which comes just 2 years after the brand's then oldest 25-year bourbon. Both expressions were aged in Buffalo Trace's Warehouse P, a site dedicated to experimenting with extended aged statements. It's 101 proof, 30 years aged. It's the Buffalo Low Rye Mash Bill, 89.5 corn, 7 rye, 3.5 malted barley, baked cherries, brown sugar, caramel, honey, subtle nuttiness, warm tobacco, balanced oak, it says. Sweet.
I bet it's not balanced.
Yeah. Sweet aged stone fruits and gentle smoke. $12,500.
I made 30 years, I guess. But 30 years doesn't do for bourbon what it does for Scotch.
It doesn't. I don't know about that at all. What does a pour cost? 1,000?
Probably 500.
Jesus, Christmas Eve.
Well, no, Scott, no, because you only get 11 pours out of a bottle, maybe 12.
2-ounce pours, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be $1,000, right? You're right. Because that have to be, you would just break even.
Yeah. Right. So they would
that
charge
means $1,500.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Now, do you want to see what a bargain sounds like at 15 years? Go ahead, Scott. Keep reading.
Yeah. So the next one is the Elijah Craig 15-year single barrel bourbon. These days, most of the attention around Heaven Hill's Elijah Craig comes from its hot and heavy barrel-proof expressions, but their single-barrel expressions are still very much part of the conversation, anchored by its expensive and hard-to-get 18-year-old bourbon, which has been part of the lineup since the mid-1990s.
Yes.
But now, that whiskey is getting a younger sibling. It's 108 proof, which is higher than the 18 years 90 proof.
Yes, much higher. Mm-hmm.
15 years aged, the Elijah Craig mash bill, 78 corn, 10 rye, 12 malted barley, chocolate-covered cherries, grape soda, yellow cake with vanilla frosting, apples, brown sugar, black pepper, cinnamon, and a bit of tannic oak, 150.
Right, so 150, you double it to 30 and you go to 12 grand. Because I want to go back to Eagle Rare, it's like $45.
The math ain't mathin'.
That's 10 years. So when you figure 20 years should be like 90 and 30 years should be like 180.
Yeah. The math is methin'. Quit methin' with me. Yeah, okay, so the next whiskey that we have is Evan Williams Blackberry. I just threw this in there because I have an idea.
Okay.
Following in the footsteps of Crown Royal and Jack Daniels, Heaven Hill's Evan Williams brand has introduced a blackberry-flavored whiskey to its lineup. Serving suggestions include chilled shots, pouring over ice, or mixing with lemonade.
Or, if you remember my childhood, blackberry brandy.
Right, when you crash on the slopes.
Right. We were in the Poconos, in the mountains, sledding, tobogganing. Yeah. If you wiped out, some dad would run over with a flask, give you a shot of blackberry brandy, and send you back up the mountain at 11 years old.
65 proof, 47 years aged, 70 corn, 10 rye, 12 malted barley, layered juicy fruit notes with subtle caramel and a rounded bourbon finish, $15. So here's my idea. I think you can guess.
Yeah.
We have the short and we compare all three.
Blackberry Bonanza.
So the next one is Green River, who just fired their master distiller, weeded foolproof bourbon. Green River is adding a barrel-strength weeded bourbon to its permanent lineup.
He just running around like shoving nails in all the barrels. Nah, fuck this, man. I made this on the way out the door.
Right. Oh, did you?
Did you? You think you got this, but I'm leaking them all. Yeah, and then the drone finds it, and it's okay.
So I thought this part was interesting. Aged in their clay tile warehouses, notable for their ability to trap heat, their whiskeys mature in conditions that master blender Dan Calloway, blender, he's still there, has referred to as an extended summer. It's between 109 and 116 proof, 5 to 7 years aged, 70 corn, 21 rye, 9 malted barley, cherry, whipped cream, orange slice candy, fresh bread, apricot, cantaloupe.
All day, I'm on that.
Caramel, brown sugar, leather, cinnamon, and peppercorn, $50.
All day.
Agreed. It sounds delicious.
We will search for it this month.
Yeah. The next one is Heaven Hill Bernheim 20th Anniversary Wheat Whiskey.
We will not search for this one, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we've been pretty down on the Bernheim Wheat Whiskey. We did an episode on wheat whiskey, and we didn't have it on the episode because we didn't like it.
Right. We drank it in a bar the night before to see if we should buy it, and we decided we hated not to buy it.
Yeah, we're like,
and,
nah.
And so, I mean, that's the only time we ever drank it, really. Then maybe I drank it other times, but we didn't drink the Cask trend. They've done a lot of things trying to bring us back in, and we've fought it.
Maybe we'll continue to fight it, but listen to this. When Heaven Hill released the first edition of Bernheim back in 2005, they were taking a big chance on being the first widely available wheat whiskey since the early 1900s. 20 years later, that bet has paid off not only in their recent barrel-proof iterations, but also with the success of their other wheat expressions like Parker's Heritage. And now they're releasing this iteration to celebrate Bernheim's 20 years. It's 115 proof, 10 years aged, 51 wheat, 37 corn, 12 malted barley, caramel, vanilla, ripe berries, chocolate-covered espresso beans, pecans, roasted almonds, cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice, $85.
That seems very reasonable, Scott.
I want to try one of their barrel-proof Bernheims before I would try this.
Or both on an episode.
Or both on an episode. See? More episode ideas. Yeah. All right, this one intrigued me. Johnnie Walker Black Cask Blended Scotch. Crafted exclusively from whiskeys aged in bourbon casks. The recipe features whiskeys from distilleries used in their black label. 86 proof, no age statement. And it's a mash of malt and grain whiskeys. Hay, spiced oak, orange peel, green apple, dried raspberries, honey, sweet vanilla, corn muffins, milk chocolate, mocha latte, and peppery spice, $35.
Same price as a high rye.
Yes.
I would try that too.
I would try that.
I mean, it's not a lot I wouldn't try for $35.
No.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very interested in the next one.
The next one is Knob Creek Blenders Edition Bourbon. Knob Creek's tipping its hat to the art of blending with a new limited series called Blenders Edition. The debut whiskey was spearheaded by Beam Master Distiller Freddie No, our supposed best friend, who wanted a bourbon that emphasized the brand's sweeter notes. So you'll like this.
Yep.
Chief among them, vanilla bean, making for a bourbon that will appeal to those with a sweet tooth. It's 106 proof, 10 years aged, 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. Listen to these tasting notes. Vanilla frosting, nougat, yogurt-covered raisins, ripe cherries, maple syrup, powdered donuts, and toasted marshmallows. $45.
I think me and Anders are going to like this one. Yeah, like that's amazing for a 10-year whiskey.
But it probably has that base of Knob Creek that's still sitting there.
10 years, 106 proof for $45. This is what we're talking about. Like, if this is good, why would I drink something for $80 for the same 10 years?
I know. Next one we have is Lux Row Estate Bourbon. This release is the result of Master Distiller John Rimpey's long-held desire to create a grain-to-glass bourbon and uses a strain of No. 2 corn that Rimpey himself grew and harvested some years ago on the Lux Row campus. Cultivated from an 11-acre field that once grew hay in an area that's now home to rick houses 6 through 9. It's 107 proof, 5 years aged, 78 corn, 10 rye, 12 malted barley, honey, brown sugar, black cherry, light rye spice, and dark chocolate. That's 100.
So I guess this is before MGP took them over.
5 years ago.
Possibly.
Well, it's just about when they...
Yeah, it's pretty close. But
yeah, it's pretty close.
So basically it was grain to glass, but then they paved over it and put rickhouses where his field was. So it's like the last hurrah of the grain to glass program there.
They're like, fuck you, John.
We're MGP, dude. We have more whiskey than God. We don't need your little 11-acre field. Fuck your 11-acre field.
So aggressive.
MGP just came and just bulldozed over his fucking corn and shit. We're like, we have 3 24,000-gallon fermentation tanks, John. So wait, you didn't read the price? Did you tell me?
I did $100, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's too much. A 5-year for $100.
Yeah, he's just feeling something away because they plowed over his field and they built rick houses where his field used to be.
It's like, so Rimpey's in charge of the Blood Oath too, and that's why those expressions are fucking too high too.
150.
Yeah.
I just saw it the other day.
Fuck Blood Oath.
Yeah, seriously. they're not that cool.
Yeah. The next one we have is a New Riff Duet American whiskey. New Riff has teamed up with Cincinnati's Rheingeist Brewing on Duet, a blend of American whiskeys that spotlight barley and were aged separately in virgin American oak, ex-Oloroso sherry casks, and ex-Pedro Jimenez sherry cask. After blending, the whiskey spent a brief period in a foeder, an oversized oak barrel, generally 160 gallons or more, which is usually used for beer maturation, and was then rebarreled into used American oak casks. It's 111.2 proof, 6 years aged, 57% malted barley, 37% barley, 6% rye. Spicy, fruity, and very malt grain heavy with rich notes of sherry, tangerine, and oak, $80.
I mean, it sounds like a good whiskey.
It's New Riff. It's got to be amazing.
And the thing is, if New Riff is charging you 80, it has to be extraordinary because they do magic at 50.
Yeah, 111 proof, 6 years, and that weird mash bill. I've never seen a mash bill like this in my life. 57 malted barley, 37 barley, 6 rye? The fuck is that?
I mean, it's American single malt pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, so there's only 3 more. Penelope 7-year barrel strength bourbon. Penelope has announced major changes to its barrel strength bourbon lineup, raising the age statement and blending 4 bourbons instead of 3, which gives it a slightly different mash bill. This initial release comprises 78,000 barrels, which will be available in select markets starting this month.
78,000. So MGP didn't shut them down, huh?
No, they didn't shut.
Penelope's still allowed to play.
Penelope's still making bank. 115.2 proof. That's pretty substantial. 7 years aged. 70 corn, 23 rye, 5 malted barley, and 2 malted rye. Toasted nut, cinnamon candy, dark toffee, toasted marshmallows, brown butter, black and white peppercorns, baked apples, grape skins, dried figs, dates, and peaches, cherry cough drops, hard caramels, pecan pie filling, milk chocolate, clove, and tannins. $60.
I mean, I feel like we have to after all that.
My God.
We both just tried the Havana by them.
Oh, the
last
Havana
month, which was
very nice,
extraordinary.
Sweet. It's like a dessert whiskey.
Oh my God, it was like a Widow Jane decadent.
Yeah, it was, but better.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
But for $60, I'm over this one. Let's go.
Proper number 12 has a new release called Black Reserve Irish Blend.
Remember when they act like Conor McGregor wasn't ever part of their brand?
Yeah.
They just stripped him off of every website and every picture and every photo and just acted like he never existed.
It never existed. It's the best. The latest whiskey from Proper number 12 is a blend of single malt and grain whiskeys distilled at Proximo Brandmate Bushmills and aged in first and second fill bourbon barrels. Although the whiskey is supposedly similar to the regular Proper 12, the first fill barrels used for maturation in Black Reserve are more heavily charred. It's 80 proof, 4 years aged. The mash bill is not disclosed. Rich caramel, toasted wood, soft vanilla, toffee, and spice, $33.
I don't know, I'll try it. I mean, I'd
try it out, I guess.
I mean, I said I didn't like it, but really, it wasn't anything wrong with it. It was just, I hate him so much that I just didn't have any desire to drink his brand.
Really, the reason why I did it was because of the joke you just made. Because we got to make fun of Conor McGregor. Although, I do have some additional information. I didn't want to make this a full story because really no details, but there was a lawsuit brought by his former friend and sparring partner, Artem Labov, about the whiskey thing because he got paid a lot of money. So they settled out of court, but they have non-disclosure agreements, right? But the reason why I mention it here is like that's done. Conor is now completely out of the whiskey business. So hopefully this is the last time we have to talk about that douchebag.
Yeah, I mean,
please.
He's just a dick.
And the last one we have before we do what's coming up, the Redemption 92 proof bourbon. I thought this was kind of interesting. So Redemption Whiskey has unveiled a brand refresh featuring a new bottle design for its signature rye, its high rye bourbon, plus an upgraded straight bourbon expression now bottled at 92 proof, which I think was probably 80 before.
Yeah, so traditionally, my favorite thing was the 105 proof high rye bourbon.
Right.
That they usually only release to single barrels and barrel picked.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a bottle of that for a while. I used to have them stacked up. I wonder if I have one deep in my closet somewhere.
Yeah, so on the store shelves now, the bottle's going to be different. It's a different label. This bourbon is no age statement, 75% corn, 21 rye, 4 malted barley, vanilla, cinnamon, caramel, sweet corn, and a hint of spice. Only $30.
We'll try that just to do something.
We'll try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
You want to go to a movie? Why don't we just try the Redemption bourbon? Yeah, let's do that.
It's the same price.
Oh, wait. Let's bring it with us. We'll do both and just get shitty in the movie.
Damn.
So what's up now? What's coming up in the podcast?
Yeah, so the next thing we do is what's coming up in the podcast. And on the 8th of May, We have a quick taste of the Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel. Also did a video, so if you want to go do both, you can, because we taste a cocktail on the video that we don't do on the audio.
Yeah, so go check that out.
So go check both out and give us double points.
Yeah. And if you want to hear us drink the cocktail, it's on our Patreon page. I'm just kidding. We don't have a Patreon page.
We don't have a Patreon.
It's on our Discord. No, we don't have Discord.
We don't have
But if you want to buy us a coffee and just give us money.
We do have it, buy us coffee.
Yeah. Or if you want to drive all the way from another state and hand us whiskey like Ulysses did, that was nice too.
Yeah, that's too.
Yeah.
I wish all our fans did that.
I know. If all our fans could just bring us bottles of whiskey.
Especially our international fans. Just take an international flight.
Right.
Go to LaGuardia.
Well,
drive down the turnpike.
Right. Well, first of all, go to your hometown and get like a Scotch or
Right. That's the first thing you do.
I'm speaking,
get a whiskey.
I'm speaking to my Japanese fans. We could use some Yamazakis over here.
Oh, nice. All right, and then on the 22nd, we're going to do episode 92, D&D Whiskeys. Yeah. Finally going to do it.
Which I don't know what the hell is going on that episode.
No, Ed has no idea what's happening.
But I will drink.
Yes. And then on the 5th of June, we're going to do the May-June news.
Well, right, because there's so much.
Right back here doing
so much news. We have to just stay on it.
Yep. And that is it. Ed, take us out.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff to cover here, a lot of stories, a lot of whiskeys to try. And once again, we're seeing more and more affordable whiskeys. I mean, yeah, you're going to get an Eagle Rare 30 every now and then for $12,000. You can't help that. But there's a lot of $60, $70, and $80 whiskeys that are really intriguing. So
I will say that 12 of the 15 were under 80.
Yes, this is honestly not us going out and finding just them. It's just the way the industry is breaking right now, because I think it's a byproduct of the contraction of the whiskey industry. So let's enjoy it while we can.
Correct.
We're getting some very interesting bottles for very interesting prices.
It's a silver lining.
So for the Whiskey Tangent Podcast, thanks so much for listening. I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
Cheers, everybody.
Later.